So, what's up, YouTube? So since I've been basically getting back into Valorant as of yesterday, I need to watch some more Valorant content because yesterday, while I was hitting some shots, I definitely don't know what the meta is right now. So I need to get back into what the meta is, what the changes are, and get my my fluids going for Valorant again, because while I do want to get back into it and play it, once you get into it and play it and you realize, damn, I missed a lot. I don't know what Clove does. I don't know what the meta comps are. Like, not that I'm trying to like necessarily follow the meta comps or anything like that. It's just that I need to know so that I know what people are trying to do. So and learn how to use the new gun. I don't even know what the new gun is called. I think it's the Outlaw, right? So I need to learn how to use the new Outlaw and when to buy it and all that kind of stuff. I kind of forgot what the like what the meta is with like buying the guns and stuff like that. I know like pistol round and stuff like that, and then like, if you lose first round, you kind of save and then you go into the third round. Or you win the second round, you buy up and you fight. So like I kind of remember, but like I just need to refresh my memory. Anyway, this came across my recommended this video here, Manifesto that got me from bronze to immortal, and I'm very, very curious because the thumbnail was silver and then to immortal. So 2020 or 2021, I think it was 2020 she was silver, and then 2021. How old is this video actually? This video was 1 month ago, and then let me see what the actual thumbnail was, because there were 2 years on the thumbnail. Now I have the thumbnail getter. There's the thumbnail getter here. Paste. So it was 2020 silver and 2021 immortal. So it's 2024 and she just posted this video. So she must be talking about like what got her, she's talking about what got her from silver to immortal or bronze to immortal. I guess she used silver because maybe it was more relatable, I guess, because silver to immortal is definitely why I clicked on it. So let's check it out and see what the manifesto for her getting to immortal was.
You're feeling your shots, take risks, please. Thanks, man. Wow, what the fuck? All right, so you guys know how when I first started playing Valorant in 2020, I was bronze 1.
I in 2020 did not start bronze 1. You all know where I started. Well, I don't know if YouTube knows where I started, but TikTok knows where I started. Started in Iron 1. Iron 1. And I worked my way up until I got to bronze, and it was crazy because iron is such a bad rank that let me tell you how bad of a rank iron is. Iron is so bad that bronze 1 felt like these people were on a different level. Bronze 1 felt like they were on just a whole nother level. I was just like, I'm not ready for bronze 1. When I finally like went into a bronze lobby, because I played with someone who was bronze, or they were probably playing on a Smurf account, but they were playing on a bronze account to play with me because I was iron. This was in the very, very beginning. Later on in my Valorant career of in that year, I didn't like doing that anymore. But yeah, iron.
Bronze 1, I know. And then when I started streaming, I was like low gold.
I started streaming at iron. People were watching me play the game and coming through to my stream while I was iron. So if you do want to stream Valorant and you're not like a super good player and you're iron, if you want to stream the game, you can stream the game. Just don't act like you're better than you actually are. Just work with what you got, stream the game, and try to get better at it. People are interested in that type of content. I thought they wouldn't be, but they were very interested in that type of content. I never hit gold, ever. I got to silver. Highest was silver 3 before I stopped playing the game. And I really tried to hit gold, and that...
And I was super competitive. and I really, 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 really wanted to get better at this game. You know, just wanted to get good. So my challenge was like, I want to get out of gold.
Me!
Cutting their vision.
On platform.
One enemy remaining.
Last one probably long, sitting at Molly's. Tap it.
And I don't think I'm not that bad either. Like my shots are not that bad. But I just cannot touch gold, bro.
Wait, we forgot Spike.
No.
Party's over.
Oh my god.
Plat 3 years ago? Okay. I think now I don't necessarily want to take anything away from her because like I didn't get that high, right? Like I didn't get that high. I never even got to gold. But 3 years ago is different from like a year or two ago, like maybe a year and a half ago. Because the further you go back, the less people knew how to play. So like she probably was just better, right? She was just better. But then also people, I don't think people were as toxic in maybe they were throwing games back then, but I don't think people were as like heavy on smurfing and stuff like that. So maybe if I started, because I played it when it first came out, but I wasn't like, I didn't take it seriously. But maybe if I played it when it first came out, I could possibly have maybe touched gold. Like if I took it as seriously as I did like a year or two ago, right? So damn, man. I just don't have all the experience that she has, you know?
Better.
There's another one. Oh my god.
People always tell me to play Reyna, and I was just like, I'm not a Reyna main. I'm just not. Bro, I'm just not a Reyna main. That's crazy.
Okay, let's go.
Better and better and better and better.
Bro, that was did you say that was diamond? That was diamond?
I'm shaking.
2 years ago, Immortal. Whew. Damn. Oh, damn, yo.
And
Good
everybody
shit.
asks me how I got better at the game, and they're always like, how do I get better at this game? And I used to do coaching, but before that, I used to get coached by a lot of people. I used to VOD review, I used to aim train, I used to like bring out the strats and learn like...
I did the same thing, listening to other people and like bringing up and, you know, trying to go for strats and trying to like look up strats and look up. I watched a lot of videos. It did not help me that much, right? It did not really help me that much. Like some stuff I learned and some stuff I did try to implement, but like I feel like you can't really implement a lot of this stuff that people want you to implement because ranked is just different, yo. Like ranked is just different. Like you can't do some of the things you can with a cohesive team. Like if you have a cohesive team, certain things with that you can get coached to do and the way you play can be very, very effective. But some of those things that are normally very effective can go very, very wrong because like people just play very strange in lower ranks, right? So like you get past the point where people can't hit you with shots, right? Where it's like silver, high silver, and stuff like that. People can hit you with shots. And then people have this, I don't know, this thing in their mind where they think that like if you're such like you're just a high rank, they're like, no, silvers can't hit shots at all. Golds can't hit shots at all. And it's like, no, I think that you just being a higher rank and being just much better can hit people faster than they can hit you. But it's not that the people in the lower ranks can't hit shots. And when I lower ranks, I'm talking silver plus, not bronze plus. Even some of the bronze players, even some of the like bronze 3 players, sometimes they do be hitting some shots. It's crazy. Sometimes they just might fire. They just might hold down left click and just spray, and then like one of the bullets just pops you in the face, and you're unlucky, right? Like that happens. So like, don't let anybody tell you that it doesn't happen. It definitely happens. Now to lean on it completely and say that it is the sole reason why you can't rank up is disingenuous to yourself. I'm not saying that I deserve to be any other higher rank because I'm probably doing a lot of wrong stuff, but I mean, I know I'm not that bad, right? I'm not that bad at the game in terms of maybe decision making because I don't know what decisions I should be making. But based on like what people do in the game, I'm not that bad.
The fundamentals of the games. When I was doing that, I made a 12-page Google Doc of all my notes from all the coaches that I've ever had, all the VOD reviews, like literally every single thing that you could think of on a 12-page doc. And
I didn't do
have
that.
not touched it in years. So
I didn't do
you know
that.
what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna go through it. I don't even know what's on it. 2021, middle of 2021 was when I made this, or last time I touched it actually. I had a preface because I shared this when I was coaching people, and then I had general tips, and then agents, aim training, warm up, split, the agent, and then the attack side or defense side.
Damn, that's a nice Google Doc.
Find an icebox, and then more agents. I was once.
But I was never that
passionate
organized.
about
Like when I did try to take notes, I'm never that
hours
organized.
Play. All right, let's read.
I might steal her I might steal her
Alright,
like idea
this
for the
doc
Google
is
Doc.
a compilation of all
And
the
the way
notes
she
I've
organizes
taken
it.
as I've been coached
When I
throughout my
do other
time
stuff.
from silver
And
to
Valorant
by
maybe.
coaches from diamond to high radiant. These tips come from both coaching sessions where general advice was given or basic fundamentals were being explained to me, but a lot of it comes from VOD reviews. That being said, a lot of this advice is situational. Although coaching does accelerate your improvement, the hardest thing to do is break old habits. Take this advice as what it is, advice. These aren't rules. I've tried to limit the amount of don't do this ever as much as I could throughout.
I respect that 1,000%. I respect that 1,000%. Reduce the limit or try to limit the amount of don't do this ever as much as I could throughout in certain situations. Doing what's not advised is in the document may be the better play. That is what I like. Sometimes I do weird stuff in matches, right? And maybe it's not always the best idea, but to me, sometimes I'm just like, I think this would be a good thing to do right now. Hopefully it works out, right? And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out and I try it again maybe a few other times and it doesn't work out, then it's like, okay, maybe that's not a good idea, right? But like sometimes like the other night or literally last night, I can remember, and I do this on Chamber often, right? I think that I'm probably just a Chamber main. I do really well when I play Chamber, and I'm not sure why. Even when he wasn't broken, when he was broken, I think I played him after he wasn't broken. And then when people were like, oh, he got nerfed, you shouldn't play him anymore. And I was on winning streaks in ranked with this character, and people were telling me, don't play this character. He's not good. You're just doing a disservice to your team. And I'm just like, but I'm like top fragging in a lot of my games. I'm doing very well. I'm protecting my teammates' backs. Like I'm playing very well, and I'm winning games back to back to back. And people were just not convinced because I'm silver. That's why. That's the only reason why they're not convinced. Because if I was an immortal player and I was playing Chamber and I was actually doing well because I was maybe thinking outside of the box, people would listen, right? People would maybe they wouldn't, but like I think more people would listen if you were immortal because less people are immortal, and so people will look up to you because your rank is higher. It's stupid. It is completely insanely stupid that people don't think or about anything anybody says, even if they have like a valid reason for what they did, or they have like, oh, I'm kind of thinking outside of the box. I'm trying different things that people don't normally do and seeing if it works out. And because you're silver or you're low rank, they won't see it as a smart thing to do. They'll see it as, oh, you just don't know what you're doing. You just don't know how to play the game. You're not doing it right. You shouldn't do it this way. Don't ever do that, right? And it's just like, that's stupid, because like then these would be people that were diamond or people that were like any rank higher, like diamond, plat, whatever, and they would say, oh, you should never do that. And I'm like, do you think, and to me in my head, I'm like, do these people think that literally everything they do is the correct play, and they do all the better things? And it's like, maybe sometimes, maybe they, most of the time they do make the better play. That's why they're a higher rank. Maybe, but then there are people that are higher ranked than those people who are the plat, the diamonds, right? And maybe the ascendants and stuff like that, where immortals and radiants would look down at their gameplay and be like, why would you do that? Why were you holding this angle? Why were you doing like they would look at your gameplay and be like, that's dumb. And then you would probably have a reason for why you did it, right? So sometimes trying other things that are not the basic cookie cutter play might be good, and that's how you find out new things. That's how you find new ways. That's how you catch people off guard. That's how you win rounds and that's how you're unpredictable. That's how you can stay unpredictable.
Certain situations, doing what's not advised in this document may be the better play. Why was I so serious? Like this?
Because man,
like some...
that's how it is when you first start playing and you really want to get better. You're just like, dude, what do I need to do to get better? What do I need to watch? What do I need to do? What type of notes do I need to take? Like what am I doing wrong? Like it's like that. Like to me, I'm gonna try not to take it that serious anymore, because like I feel like I'm like good enough to have fun playing Valorant, right? I hit shots. I can critically think about like the different maps and what I want to do based on where my teammates are and all that kind of stuff. I can think about that critically in my head. I don't have to like follow some cookie cutter pattern of what to do every single time, because it doesn't work like that in ranked. It just does not work that way, because the people who play in ranked are not doing those type of things. Even some people in the highest ranks don't do things that are cookie cutter, because like that's predictable. Or maybe you might want to go for the predictable play to bait them into, thinking that you're going to be predictable, and then changing up what you do so that you can catch them doing something dumb. I did this with Killjoy a lot. I did some weird plays with Killjoy when I first started playing Killjoy, and things were just flat out working. I got free. Like people used to say, yo, it's a free kill if you do this. It's a free kill, and it wouldn't be. Some of the stuff that I did with Killjoy, like setting up a turret around a corner that I knew somebody was going to walk around, and then hiding behind a box behind somewhere where I knew that these people would not check their corners. And then I would just sit there, and then when they would come around, they would try to go the back way or whatever behind, I don't know, whatever map, and they would walk right past me, not look at me, see the turret or see the thing that they see, like the either a turret or whatever, any one of the bots, right? And they would shoot at it, and as soon as they start shooting at that, I shot them, they die, I go back to my team, and I just got a free kill that they didn't even look at me. And that's game sense. And people don't even understand what that means. It's just like knowledge of the game, knowledge of the map, knowledge of what people like to do more often, right? And you don't want to get caught doing something that is likely to be done by somebody all the time. So you want to make sure that if you are going for these cookie cutter plays, that you just make sure that you're not getting called out for it. And if you do get called out for it, that you adapt to it, right?
Type of contract. At the end of the day, what might have worked for me may not work for you, and that's okay. The first category, general tips. Number 1, play slow on offense if they have a lot of util. Sage slow, Viper util, mollies, raid nades, etc. I don't know why I had to explain that. Like, why did I have to say all?
Because people don't get that. People don't get it. Like people, if like I'm not gonna say that I got it at first either. But people don't get it. So it's like okay, if they have, and the people on your team also, if they have a lot of util, some people don't even really be thinking about the other team's util. I can tell you that right now. People don't even be thinking about the other team's util. They do not look at the team and go, okay, they have this, and this. I didn't do it. I didn't do that either. That's something I really didn't think about until it happened. Until like the first time it happened and they start util dumping on us, then I'm like, okay, who is on their team? What do they have? Oh, okay, we got to make sure we bait these things first. Don't get hit by them. And then try to, throw out a blind, throw out something, get on site and plant the bomb. It is a very simple. Okay, Valorant is a very simple game at its core. Like the goal of the game, right, is if you're on attack, your goal is to get on site, plant the spike, right? If you're on defense, it is to defend the sites and defuse the bomb. People do not know how to prioritize things, right? So it just gets really bad online in ranked.
All the fucking util. You also don't have to do that. But I remember back then, people would be like, yeah, let's waste all their util, and then they won't have any other util, which is honestly sometimes the play, but I'm too lazy nowadays. Play for picks and bait out their util as much as possible. Is this not the same thing as this? Anyway, because you were silver? That is true. Wait, maybe I shouldn't be so hard on myself. Possibly rotate and fake.
Yes. But like you learn these things and then it just gets to be difficult. Like not gets to be difficult. It's just difficult at first. And it's still difficult. I still don't know. I don't know the secrets to not getting destroyed. I don't know. Like I think I do with Chamber. I think I do with Chamber, and I think I just want to play Chamber. I think I just want to be a Chamber main. Like I want to play other characters, but I just do so well when I play Chamber. And I don't even know why, because I never use Headhunter, and people are like, oh, well, if you don't use Headhunter, then I barely use Headhunter. I use it sometimes. Like I use it like eco rounds. I use it on like round one. I've kind of been using it. What else do I use Headhunter? Like if I really need to, like I'll buy the bullets and just never use the gun, and then sometimes if I need it, I'll have it. But like I don't really use Headhunter like that. And in the way people use Headhunter, I didn't even realize. Like people were just like, oh, well, they just kind of fire the bullet, bang, 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 and they were like, oh, they nerfed that, so you can't do that anymore. And I was just like, oh, I never did that anyway, so I'm not affected. Okay.
Fake an anchor with a lurk, make them feel uneasy with mind games. Mental manipulation. Play numbers, especially post plant.
This is important. This is something that playing the numbers is probably the most important thing that I've ever learned in Valorant. And after you learn it, it is so obvious that you should be playing that way. It is so obvious. It's like, okay, if depending on like what is your if you're playing actively and aggressively, then like you're playing aggressive when you're down numbers, and you're playing passively when you are up numbers. Because if you're up numbers, like if you kill someone and you have your whole team, there is no reason for you to be super aggressive, because if they have to push into you to like, say for instance, if we're on defense and we kill one person, right? We don't have to go looking for the rest of the team. They have to push into us. They have to plant the spike. Do not put your life in jeopardy if we're up numbers, because that way when they push into us, if they do happen to kill one of us and you trade them, or your team trades your life, or you trade one of your teammates' lives for them, you keep your numbers you keep the numbers in your favor, right? And you always want to do that, because if you're trading properly, like, and it shouldn't be very hard for you to trade a kill. It should not be very hard. Like, that might be the easiest thing to do ever. And you just make sure you stick with your team, stay on your team's ass, and then when one person dies, you immediately swing and kill. Especially if you're looking at your mini map and you see one person, right? Or you see like multiple people. If you see multiple people, like if you see like 3-4 people, and they all came out and shot the one guy, might be not a good idea to just swing that corner. But like if you see that there's one person, or you hear that there's one person shooting at the person that is directly in front of you that swung that corner, you swing the corner with them and you shoot with them. You don't wait for them to die. You swing the corner with them and you shoot with them, because they can't aim at both of you at the same time. So if they do happen to die, you're already there shooting them, and they have to readjust their crosshair, right? So like it feels like almost common sense after you learn it, but you don't know that until you know it, right? There's going to be a lot of things in the game that you just don't know until you know. And that's what I feel like I'm at right now, where I'm in silver, where it's like there are a lot of things that I do know, but I feel like there's got to be some things that I still don't know that I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like this is a good one. This was a really big one. Wow, I'm really yelling at myself here. Turn away from flashes, crosshair higher. I still need to
crosshair higher. Crosshair higher. Like people are like, oh, crosshair placement. That used to get on my nerves the most because it's like crosshair placement. We all know that you're supposed to work on your crosshair placement. And I'm sure that most of the time, every player that is playing Valorant that wants to get better at the game, like somebody like her who's taking notes, is thinking in her mind, my crosshair needs to be higher. And if you're not thinking that, when you get shot and you die, when you walk around a corner and your crosshair was pointed at the floor, then it starts to reinforce you remembering that like you need to raise your crosshair. You need to have it at head height, right? But you really only need to have it at head height when you're going around a corner or you're approaching somewhere where you're unsure if there is somebody there or you have a suspicion of somebody being there. If you're running somewhere and you know there's no one around, like let's say for instance it's 2v1 situation, it's you and your teammate, right? You were holding down the other site and for whatever reason you have not made it to the other site yet. There's one person left on the other team. You see them fighting your teammate on the other site, right? Because they're looking at them and they're shooting at them. You don't have to worry about where your crosshair is. You don't have to worry about if you're running full speed and your crosshair is pointing at the floor. It doesn't matter if you were pointing at your toes. It does not matter. And people will be like, "Oh, make sure your crosshair is up at the head height." And it's just like it doesn't matter where my crosshair is right now until I get to where I know that there's an enemy, right? But in some situations, you can't just be walking around corners. You can't just be approaching corners and approaching angles with your crosshair pointed at the floor. And the more you play and the more you get shot for having your crosshair pointed down and not at head height, you will fix it. You will fix it. That will be the thing that causes you to fix your crosshair placement. But it's not an overnight thing. It will happen over time. And if you keep nagging the people that you're watching play the game over and over and over again, it's like you're not really helping that much. What is actually helping is them dying because their crosshair is on the floor. Because they already know, oh, I forgot about my crosshair placement. And every time they get punished for it, they will think, oh, I need to have my crosshair placement higher. You know what I mean?
Expect them to be anywhere if you're lacking any information. People play like rats and can be unpredictable. I feel like this was true in silver because you know when you're higher.
What did this one say? Expect them to be anywhere if you're lacking information. That's what I was just kind of saying. If you don't know where people are and you're just assume that people are there, right? Now, you have to make some like educated inferences about where people are. Like at the start of a match and you go around a corner and you're on defense and you go around a corner in your own like area and it hasn't only 4 or 5 seconds have gone by, 10 seconds have gone by. They're probably not deep in your territory. So you don't really have to worry about like peeking around corners and sneaking around corners in your own territory. You want to make sure that you're not peeking areas where you know that they could possibly be based on like how much time has passed and what teammates have seen characters, who you've seen on the map and stuff like that. So like there's educated guesses about this stuff. If you're lacking information, you also shouldn't overthink where people could be. You know what I mean?
You know how like higher rank people when they play in lower ranks they're like, oh my god, these silver people don't know what they're doing and it's making me play worse because I don't know what they're doing. I think it's true for lower ranks, but then when you're in higher ranks it's kind of predictable what people are doing. So
it's predictable because everybody plays in a very cookie cutter specific way, and I assume that that's like very like a much higher rank thing. So like you start to get used to how people play in different ranks, but it's hard to understand how you're supposed to play in lower ranks, because in lower ranks, if people don't know what the plays normally are that are good and know the things that are good, then they're not going to do good things. They're just going to do anything. And you can't predict anything that's rolling around in somebody's head about what they want to do. Just like me putting a turret on around a corner and I know somebody's going to walk around and then hiding in another corner. No one does that, right? But it gets the kill, right? But if I know I'm in a lobby where everybody is always checking their corners, and like let's say for instance I do that one time, and first of all, if I do it once, I'm not going to do the exact same thing again, right? I might do it the opposite way and put the turret in the corner where I was and then hide where the turret was, because now when they go around that corner, they're going to look in that corner to make sure I'm not there, and I'm going to shoot them in the back of the head again. Like, that is how you play mind games with people. But like, nobody thinks to do that, but like, people will do less interesting things like in where they're playing. They might have a shotgun and they're just going to sit on this corner super close to the corner on some random corner, and then like you run around the corner because it's like, oh, we need to rotate, and then like you run around the corner, boom, you get shotgun jump scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. It's not necessarily your fault. You may not have made a bad decision, but who knew the dude was going to be sitting there with a shotgun? No one, because no one does stuff like that. It's not a cookie cutter thing to do. It's not a real play most of the time, like depending on where the person is standing and what round it is and all that kind of stuff, right? Or if somebody buys an op on some like random round where they probably shouldn't have bought an op and all their teammates have pistols or some shit like that, right? It's like all the people that you just fought had pistols and this guy has an op and he kills your whole team, and it's like, why did you buy an op? And and on top of that, he's on attack. He's on attack. All of his team has pistols. He has an op for some reason, and your whole team dies to this op. And you're just like, why would you buy an op on attack when your entire team has pistols? You don't know.
I guess this was fine for where I was. Remove information, remove enemy turns, trips. Okay, no shit. No shit. Okay, page number 2. Safe haven. Remove it so they have to worry about it, or
What I think that when she was writing this, I think it was more of, I need to keep these things in mind. Not like, I mean, I don't know what she was thinking, but I think that when she was writing these notes, it was more like, these are things that I got to glance over while you're learning the game, to be like, okay, let me remember that I got to keep these things in mind. Because after a while, and after you play a lot of matches, it's kind of second nature to think about those things, where it's like, okay, they have a chamber, so we got to make sure we don't walk into a trip, right? We got to make sure we don't walk into a trip. The trip could possibly be around this corner. We don't want to trip the trip because, like, if we shoot it, if there's any way for us to get around it without making it go off, making it activate, then we need to figure that out, because like, or putting a smoke around it or something like that, so we can get past it without it triggering. Because no matter what you do to it, if you trigger it and get around it, he knows, because all it's there is for information. If you shoot it, he knows you're there. Killing the thing doesn't make it not do its job. Killing the thing makes it do its job. So if somebody shoots my trip, I know somebody's coming that way. They just don't want to get slowed by it. But I know somebody is coming that way. So they should also know that I know that they're coming that way. But sometimes people still swing the corner and die to my op, or die to whatever gun I have. Because I knew they were coming around the corner. And if my team has taken care of the rest of their team and the flanker is coming around, it's like, okay, I can just kind of sit here, wait for the guy to come around and, try to kill him. If I don't kill him, then the rest of my team should be there to mop him up, because they know where he is now, because he killed me. They know where he's coming from.
Shift / overcompensate for it. This removes pressure from certain parts of the map. What? Oh, this is why I provided an example. Example, Icebox, chamber, trip, and kitchen. Break it and leave. It puts more pressure for the defending team to move someone to cover and watch kitchen from 8.
Yep. Because why? Because I'm going to be sitting there waiting for her to come around the corner. I'm going to be sitting there waiting for her to come around the corner. And if they don't come around the corner, then it's like, okay, they probably left. That's the whole thing. It's like, do they sit there for an extra amount of time and then like try to go, okay, well, I'm going to sit here for X amount of seconds and then swing the corner, because like maybe he'll think that I shot it and left. Because if you shoot it, then it's like, okay, well, I have to watch this angle because there's possibly a person coming around this corner. Because in my rank, in the low ranks, in silver and stuff like that, people will shoot it and continue to come around the corner. They will shoot it and continue to come around a corner. And once you shoot it and you swing a corner, you're ego peeking every single corner that you walk around because you know that he's probably looking directly at this angle because you broke his trip.
A site or mid. Low-key, I still do this.
Wait, what did she
still
say?
do this. I'm like, can we break cipher chips and low-key, I still kitchen, break it and leave. It puts more pressure for the defending team to move someone to cover and watch kitchen from A site or mid.
Yep.
Low-key, I still do this. I still do this. I'm like, can we break cipher chips and then leave? I was cooking.
So the problem, right, in lower ranks, I mean, I don't know what her games were like, but like the problem with lower ranks is like that makes sense, right? That makes sense. And the predictable thing would be to go watch the corner, which I said I would do. I watch my team's back to make sure nobody flanks us, right? Which is what I guess a good player would do is look at that angle to make sure nobody comes through there, and then the other player who broke the trip leaves. But then me thinking that, okay, well, if I'm playing against a good player and a good player knows to not swing that corner if I have a trip there because they don't want to get killed when they swing the corner, especially if I have my ult up or whatever and I have my ult out, and they don't want to get just blown away by, chamber op, don't swing that corner. But then you have people so it's like, okay, well, I know that this person knows not to come around that corner. They should know not to come around that corner. They broke my trip. They probably left. They haven't walked around the corner within 5 seconds, 6 seconds. They probably left. You leave. You're like, okay, somebody broke my trip. They're probably leaving to go back around the other direction. You leave. They still come through that stupid angle. And then you should have been watching that angle. Right? So it's like, but then you don't leave. You're sitting there looking at this angle like an idiot. And then they come around, they kill the rest of your team, and you're just like, damn, y'all couldn't handle that. I could have been there protecting them to trade. But then people just won't trade each other. It's a frustrating challenge in low rank.
Pistol and knife is the same speed if you're running. I don't know if this is true. Okay. Anyway, we've done one fact check.
I also
It's
heard
not
that.
bad. We've been through one
that.
page out of.
That might be true,
12,
but
and
I don't
this is
know.
where
But
we
I
make
always
mistakes.
switch to.
That's not bad. Don't
Always
take
switch to
close
knife.
fights against egos. Pistols, specters are stronger. That's a given. Listen for reloads. I don't really do that anymore, but I feel like
I mean, that's not something that you have to do. But like, I don't reload sometimes because I know somebody is near me. Like if I know someone is near me because they made a bunch of noise and I know they don't know where I am, I cannot reload. So sometimes I know there was a situation where I had 1 bullet left. Or I had like maybe like 1 or 2 bullets left or something like that. And I was like, well, I guess I can't reload because I know the person is right here somewhere. And if I reload, they'll know exactly where I am. And then I'll be screwed because while I'm reloading, they'll drop down and kill me. So, sometimes you have to strategically not reload while your team is sitting there like, you only have 2 bullets. You have 2 bullets. You only have 1 bullet. And it's like, I know I can't reload right now. Y'all can hear that his person is right next to me. I can't reload.
you should make the most out of your util. Don't just throw it out. I still do that sometimes, but it's okay. Make use of your teammates' util.
I don't. I never not. I never not make use of my util, dog. There's never a time where I throw out any of my util and I didn't have a reason for why that util has been put where it was or why I used it. When I play Fade, all of my util has purpose. All of it. Every single one has purpose. The only time it doesn't have purpose is if I throw eye and I screw up the throw and it lands behind a box and it doesn't do anything or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't tell me where anyone is because I missed through it somewhere and it landed behind something and gave me no information. Otherwise, I usually throw it up high on something you know, throw it somewhere to give me some type of information about where somebody is, right? When you throw eye. When you throw dogs, it's like, okay, I threw a dog this way. I heard it hit them. They're probably backing up. I'm going to run around behind them, like on icebox or whatever, like icebox on A site in that middle area when you attack site. And I throw it around that center box. It hits them. And then I hear it activate, and then like I run them back around the other direction, and they're looking this way, and I'm behind them, and I shoot them in the back of the head. Like it, always have a reason for throwing out my util to make sure that it gets me the information, at least as an initiator.
For trips to play off of flashes. Dude, okay, I would do this more, but people in Valorant are sensitive. If you ask them to do anything, they'll either not listen to you because
Yes.
they're hard of hearing, or they just won't do it, or they'll do it horribly, or they'll yell at you for asking.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes if you have, it's rare, I guess, that you have good teammates. Like if somebody were to tell me, "Hey, can you stick a trip right here?" and if they you know, if they trip it, then I'll flash. You know, when somebody has a plan, I follow the plan. Whether it's a good plan, whether I think it's a good plan or not, I follow the plan, because it's better to have a plan than to not have a plan at all. Not that I make plans every single time for every single team that I'm on, because I don't. Because like I said, I don't feel like trying to make plans with my team if I don't feel like the vibe is right for me to be making calls. Especially if you're bottom fragging. If you're bottom fragging, nobody wants to hear your opinion at all. They don't want to hear your opinion. They don't want to hear your plan. None of that. They don't want to hear anything from you. You go, "Oh, can we do such and such?" Dude, you're on the bottom of the leaderboard. It's like, doesn't matter. Like, why does it matter? It's like, I'm not supposed to be, if I'm chamber, I'm not supposed to be getting kills like that. I'm not supposed to be top fragging over the but it doesn't matter. It's like, if somebody has a good plan, go with the plan. Try to do the plan.
Only plant when you have numbers or complete certainty of safety to plant. Example, 2v4, tap the bomb and take the fights with your teammate to even out numbers and then find a good time to plant. Or you can say, "Fuck it, we ball." Or don't plant and just kill all four. That's what I'm saying. Guys, this is why I'm washed. Anyway, what are the top things people commonly dislike about Reyna players? Everything. Anyway, next page.
The only thing I don't like about Reyna is that people kept telling me to play Reyna as if it was going to be a magic band-aid to make me rank up. It was not. I had some fire plays, but she is not the magic band-aid to just make you rank up. It's just not.
We're on page 3 of 12. Positioning, don't always rely on the headshot angle. What? Regardless of your team, try to commit to one angle, be ready to take the engagement, and try to stand still. Okay, I don't know
about that one.
I don't know about this.
I don't know about that one. Regardless of your team, try to commit to one angle, be ready to take the engagement, and try to stand still. That sounds like a terrible idea. That sounds like that makes me like anxious, because like if I'm standing in one spot and I'm looking at this angle and I'm like standing there for too long, I'm like, okay, I need to move. Like somebody's gonna fly around this corner and pop me in the head, and I'm just gonna be like, why was I standing here looking at this angle like an idiot for so long?
And I don't know about this whole thing. Fuck my team, I'm gonna stand still. Yeah, don't listen to that one. Even if they'll know where you are from the sound, if you take too long, they'll figure it out eventually. That is true. If you take
even if they'll know where you are from the sound, if you take too long, your entire team has taken site, pushed their spawn, and don't see anything. After a while, even if there's no sound cue, most people will assume flank. That makes sense.
Take too long to flank and then your whole team dies, they're like, "Oh, where's the last one?" Of course they're flank. Info purposes on defense, you don't always
or AFK.
See how many there are or if they're there, and then decide if you want to commit to a fight and how far you want to swing. Valid as fuck. How far you want to swing.
Wait, And for purposes on defense, you don't always have to peek for a kill. See how many there are, and if they decide, and then decide if you want to commit to the fight and how far.
Valid as fuck. Valid as fuck. If you're playing duelist, it's actually so important on defense. Types of swinging. Swinging on your mom. Anyway, jump and shoulder peeking. Usually for info, easy to back off because you have cover for.
I suck at jump peeking.
Fucking
I
dumbass.
suck at it.
Small
Terrible.
swing. This swing is using that golden distance. Holy shit. Which is the amount of space you can move while running without making a sound. This
Yeah.
usually used to
I do
clear
that.
angles or isolate 1v1s.
I do this. I do this. I did this yesterday without even thinking about it.
Do this only if you are sure of their exact position. It only is one, maybe two people. The only time I would say it would be okay to do this is with more than one person you're swinging to. Is if you have a free ticket out, jet dash, chamber TP, Reyna E, not really free. Dude, two of these aren't even free. How many times have I died mid dash or like mid TP or like my fucking, the sound of my dismiss goes off?
No, that
and
shit
I'm
free.
still dead.
That shit
my
free.
moms.
Like the way I see it is you commit. Like you commit to the dash, you commit to the teleport. You don't go out there and try to get the kill, and if you don't get the kill within the first couple of bullets, you dash or you teleport. You go out there, you aim, you take a shot, and you get out immediately. And this is coming from a silver player. This is coming from a silver player. Remember that I'm silver. Okay? So like it's like, but I will stand on it. I will die on that hill. You do not go out there and try to get a kill and then wait a couple of bullets and go, okay, fire, and you take these engagements and then you try to get out, because the time, as soon as you try to get out, it like locks you in place, and then like for that second they might hit you in the head, even though like you've started to disappear. Your hitbox is still there. Like your hitbox doesn't disappear from. I'm almost sure that your hitbox does not start disappearing and just shrink and get shorter. Like and then I'm talking about like TP, right? So when you TP and you snap your fingers, the thing goes this way and you're locked in place for a second, and it gives them a chance to like shoot you, and you might die. Like you just might die. All right? So I always commit. If I'm going to TP, I'm going to TP every time. Like it's guaranteed. I'm going to swing, I'm going to take the shot, and I'm going to TP. And that's why you always see chambers, and you always see like, or I guess jets. I don't know about jets because I don't really play jet, but you'll always see chambers get a kill and immediately teleport, because they went out there, took the shot, and committed to the teleport. Regardless of whether you were going to get the kill or not, you're teleporting out.
My comms are so good, y'all. Okay. I have notes on comms. What the hell? Please comm what you are watching with your team! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. You don't need to be watching the same thing and they won't feel.
You don't even have to comm voice chat with that. You can literally do ping wheel, eyeball on a place that you're watching. That's enough information. Because if you ping wheel eyeball something, that person, the other person, especially if you see somebody watching kind of the same angle you are, if you see somebody watching the exact same angle you are, you should turn and watch something else. But if you look at something and then like you see somebody watching another angle, you should ping wheel eyeball what you're watching to cover them while they're watching whatever angle they are, right? So they know that you have this angle watched and they don't have to worry about looking that direction, right? We're not saying that you're going to hit the shot if they walk around the corner, but most likely they'll see you first and shoot at you first, and then the other person that is watching the other angle should probably turn and 2v1 whoever is shooting that angle. When they hear shots, they turn and look at that angle and 2v1 it. You know what I mean?
The need to keep watching where they're watching. Position yourself with a teammate and count down for double peek. Do this as often as you can. I have done this once. This is too much work.
That is too much work. That is too much work to do with randoms. That is too much to do with randoms. If you have somebody on your team and you're duoing with somebody, you can do it with them all the time, like all the time. But if you're solo queuing, it is not. It's a lot of work. To get people to understand, because you want somebody that's gonna be on the same page as you. So when you say something, you don't have to explain it. You just, all right, we're gonna double peek this on 3, right? And you're like 3, 2, 1, and y'all both peek. Or like, yo, if you swing this angle, I'm behind you. I got you. I got your trade, right? So they understand what's happening. So they understand that they're gonna swing, and if they die, you got their trade, right? Like that's, you want people to be on the same page, and some people are just not on the same page. Especially if somebody's backing you up and you're like, yo, I'm gonna swing this angle and I want you to get my trade. That's not, I never will do that, because I will rather trade somebody else on the other team when I have the idea. I'm like, look, listen, if you swing this corner, I'll get your trade. And even if somebody, if you don't even say that, if you see somebody's about to swing this angle and you know people is over there just unloading, dumping bullets on the on this area, or you know there's somebody around the corner and they're getting ready to swing this angle, you better be ready to swing with them. Swing with them.
Just swing. People can't listen anyway.
Yeah.
Learn off angles. Use map geometry to your advantage. Oh my fucking god. What the? Use map geometry to your advantage. Shut
Leave yourself alone.
1v1 defense and bomb is down. Let the opponent make the move as they need to retrieve the bomb and plant. When they plant, they're vulnerable, or wait until they feel like it's safe enough to take the bomb and to take the fight. Catch them off guard, playing with the objective, the spike. Or you could just peek. You could say, fuck it, we bomb better. You were locked in 2021. What happened? I hit my peak and then I had no desire to keep going. Then in 2020, feel like it's safe enough. Geometry to your advantage.
Wait. Let me go back on this.
Make the move as they need to.
1v1 defensive bomb is down. Let the opponent make the move. They need to retrieve the bomb and plant. Yes, I be trying to tell people this in match. I'm like, yo, where are y'all going? Come back. We've got spike. They have to push into us and pick up the bomb. It's like 2 of them left. It's 3, 4 of us. What are they gonna do? Just stay here, watch each other's backs, don't peek, and just hold for the bomb. They're gonna have to swing here. They're gonna kill one of us maybe, and then we get the trade. They die, we lose. I mean, excuse me, we win.
Retrieve the bomb and plant. When they plant, they're vulnerable, or wait until they feel like it's safe enough to take the bomb and to take the fight. Catch them off guard, playing with the objective, the spike. Or you could just peek. You could say, fuck
nah, bro.
Better. You were locked.
Yeah, if you know where they are. If you know where they are and you feel like I'm a trash these person, sure, why not? But if you really want to win the match and you want to do the best possible thing to win the match, if you're gonna peak, at least do it with someone else. Make sure that somebody else is on the same page as you. If you don't think those people are on the same page as you, don't swing, because you can't trust those people to clutch the match out if you're the one that was supposed to clutch it out and you swung and got domed by a random spray of a vandal or whatever, and you're just like, I don't believe I just did that. I didn't need to peek that. And then you got 3 people left against 1 person, and this 1 person kills the other 3 people on your team, and you're just like, damn, I didn't have to peek that. And now you're gonna have to live with that.
Then in 2021, what happened? I hit my peak and then I had no desire to keep going. Ego peak if you're feeling your shots. Take risks, pussy. Thanks, man. Wow. What the fuck? I just didn't, like, can you believe I—
That's true. Like, this happened yesterday. This happened actually yesterday. Let me see if I can find it actually. All right, I think this is it right here. Because I snuck around, flanked them. Last player standing, and I'm just like, it's 1v3. Shot her in the gut. I could have shot her in the head, but I didn't. Knew he was right there. Took my time with that shot. That shot felt like it took way longer than it actually looked like. I came around here, and this reminded me of when I probably peeked this a little too wide. My crosshair is way over there. You know what I mean? 'Cause I anticipated him running around the corner, I think. So like that's why. So it was like I thought he was gonna, swing. So I had my crosshair a little bit out, but he didn't swing, so I swung him. In this right here, man, that felt like it took forever. I was like, dang, she emptied her whole clip. I'm about to die. I'm not on her head yet.
I have the spike.
One enemy remaining.
I saw her and I was just like, oh no, my crosshair's way too far. Let me swing back over here. I'm not on her head yet. I just started firing and I moved it back over and I was like, please. And I was like, oh, I hit her. Let's go. 1v3 situation, right?
Sophisticated as, although coaching does not accelerate your improvement, to fucking take risks, pussy. Okay. This is the one you guys have been talking about this whole fucking time. The sage tips are so good. I know, right? Reyna tips. Keep in mind where the dismiss and heal orbs are. Honestly, low-key, if you're a person that can only play Reyna, read this shit. I don't even know what's on here yet, but so many Reynas play Reyna because they can't play any other agent, and then they just don't do anything with Reyna. Like, she's already so useless. Throw it.
I be thinking my foot pedal is the pause button sometimes, and so that's why there was a cut there. But I don't understand people that play Reyna because they can't play any other agent. To me, I feel like Reyna is harder to play than other agents. Other agents can give value without having to put themselves in danger. And people don't know how to play those characters. But then they only play Reyna. And I'm like, well, you have to put yourself in danger in order for your kit to give you value. So if you could put yourself in danger and cause your kit to not really give you any value because you just mopped everybody up. I mean, I guess healing is definitely super important, but like, bro, what do you mean you can't play any other agent? What do you mean?
Oh, during what? Oh, throw my flash. Throw my flash, not throw your ass. I thought this meant like throw ass. Play with a big peen. Swing and use your E's time. Push the sage slow, chamber slow with E. Oh, like when you're dismissing, go through the slows because they don't slow you. I worded this so bad. Use your E to entry, take space while being invulnerable can work really well if your team follows up. This is the biggest part that does not work 80% of the time. Because every time I'm the duelist, nobody goes in. But every time I have a duelist and I'm not the duelist, nobody goes in. Sage tips?
This is facts. Duelists don't be entering.
The whole point is for
And then when you're the duelist, you entry and nobody follows up.
15 minutes of Kovacs, 15 minutes in the range, 50 elam, try to get head taps only, get it under 10 seconds.
Under 50
seconds. Strafing and
10 seconds is crazy.
On the right and left? Hell no, just run one DM. Split.
No, I don't run DM.
Oh
I run
God.
team deathmatch now.
Split.
DM is fucking.
I did the max.
Oh my God.
I probably learned split 'cause I
DM
was the
pisses me
worst
off.
at split. Brim defense. A site if Cypher's on B, the smoker not mid player become molly tight. How did I go from like full on sentences to A site if Cypher on B, smoker not mid player because molly tight?
You got tired of typing all of that nonsense.
All at once, by the way. This was like months of VOD review and like coach sessions. Duelists go mid because they can dash out. Dude, the duelists just go wherever they want to go. No one can control them. To be fair, after writing these sage notes, I'd be exhausted for like 2 years. Yeah. If push mid, clear sewers, then ramen. Wow. No fucking way. If enemy front you, shoot. Brimwall OP. What the fuck was I smoking? Dude, none of these have to do with Brim. I don't know why I put this under Brim.
Well,
Like,
they
look
don't
at how
smoke.
like stupid my Brim
Because
notes are,
because Brim will smoke mid even though there's a sage wall there for no reason. It's like the wall is there. Why did you waste your smoke there?
Look at my Reyna tips. Like you commit to first peek on ramps for info. Calm to rotate instantly. Don't walk for info, not necessarily for kills. What the hell? Don't do this. A's
walk?
always hard push.
Wait, don't walk. Wait, what?
What the hell? Don't do this. A.
Wait. Don't walk for info, not necessarily for kills. Commit to first peek on ramps. I mean, I don't hate the idea of committing to the peak on ramps for info. I don't necessarily hate the idea for low rank, but be very careful. Maybe not. Maybe wait. Maybe just listen. Maybe just watch ramps. Don't peak ramps. Because now that I think about it, like everybody pushes ramp, like they push A right on split. They push A on split, and you peak ramps, and you just go, and you just get destroyed by like maybe 3 people that just fire their guns up there, right? Like maybe not the best idea.
A's always hard push. A always hard push or none at all. One way entry way. Oh yeah, let me one way on Reyna. What? Don't waste time. Wow, thank you. Use it to get info. What the fuck is it? Don't waste E. You're free to go. No, this is valid. Especially because like this was back then when Reyna had 4, I think. But now that she only has 2, this is very valid. Attack.
Damn, shoot that
Sniper
4.
6 default. Don't blind right. Blind straight out. Why would I blind right? I don't even. I think this might have been for A. Yeah, I think this might have been for A. No, because like if I flash right side, I'm flashing first sight, but honestly I should be flashing straight ahead. That makes more sense. Unless I was just being stupid and I also did it for B. Don't run away if it's easier to take the fight. I do this still, because I'm a pussy. One pick doesn't mean you need to commit. True! True! True. Flash or jiggle the op, don't dry peek. True!
Wait.
True! This still, because I'm a pussy. One pick
Doesn't mean you need to commit. Yes! I said this earlier. Like if you have numbers, if you get a pick, right? It doesn't mean you have to play aggressive. That doesn't necessarily mean play aggressive. That means you play passive. You play slower, because that way now they have to play more aggressive. And if they play more aggressive and they play into you, it's more of a chance that you get a kill. And if you don't and you die, so your teammate gets your trade, and it keeps the numbers in your favor.
pick doesn't mean you need to commit. True! True! True. Flash or jiggle the op, don't dry peek. True!
Yes.
E out from garage to pillar on B. Don't do that. I'm on page 7 now. Haven. C attack. Dude, I miss Haven. Reyna on attack. Prep for post plant. Wow. Thank you. Team already there. Commit pussy. Wow. Breeze. No, my Breeze notes were actually like a little bit more thorough than my Sage ones. Or maybe a lot more thorough. The last tip goes hard. I know. Really detailed. Dude, it's been almost 2 hours of me going through this. Ah! Push mid with someone, too many places to hold and watch. This is true. Everybody that keeps jumping up on the pillar by themselves, y'all are throwing. That's all I'm saying. Like with no util, no help, you're gonna fucking just like wall from B corner, cross mid to cover most entrances.
Now we have images.
Yeah. What the hell is the screenshot? Were you drunk when you wrote these? Dude, low key? Maybe? Bind! 5-man is the best to play it, or 4 group, 1 lurk, or showers 2 because so narrow for picks. This is stupid. Reyna attack. Dude, this is why my Reyna is good. Attack, showers, run to the boxes at TP with knife out, won't hear it and expect it. Dude, low key, this is the move. This was pre-bind rework. This was actually the move. Oh wait, this was when I was getting roasted by my coach. Always take the off angle. You can alternate the way you use your blinds, as in high or low. Never overcommit gunfights. You do this a lot. If you don't kill in 4 bullets, just don't commit. I still do that. Take your time and count down in your head if you doubt yourself. Dude, my brain cannot do that. That's too much. Try not to crouch as you spray. Eliminate that
Count
habit.
down in
Okay,
your head.
this should have said control my crouching. Like crouch purposefully instead of crouch panicking. If you
Oh
use it-
yes. Oh, 1,000%. People, yo man, crouching for gunfights. People that unbind crouch, I do not understand. I never made that a habit. I was like, maybe I need to be crouch spraying. Maybe I need to be at some point, because I was like, people crouch spray all the time. Sometimes I get ruined by it, but like I never do it. So sometimes I would try it. Like sometimes I would try it, and literally in my chat, like I would do it 1 or 2 times, and people were like, "Yeah, man, you need to not. You shouldn't crouch spray. Like it's a bad habit. You might need to unbind crouch." I'm like, bro, I'm doing that on purpose because I'm trying to do it. Any other time, I don't do it because I already know that it's bad. Because when you crouch, you're stuck. So like it's like if you crouch and you're not confirming the kill on the crouch, then like to duck the bullets going over your head, it's like, then why are you doing it? And people are like, "Oh man, I had to unbind crouch because I just couldn't stop pressing crouch while I fired my weapon." It's like, just stop crouching. Just click the button without crouching. Like how would what?
Candle, do not spray top only. Nah, fucking we ball. Spray that shit. Icebox. Fucking hate this map. Waiting too long. Try to entry onto top of test. Huh? Dude, this is progressive.
Waiting too long, too early on top
getting
of
worse and worse.
test and
Corners
kitchen.
on icebox.
What?
Okay, this should have just been check corners in general. Have someone entry for you and support you. Yeah, they're not doing that shit. Oh, dude. You know what I hate? I hate playing Omen on Ascent, and then people are like, "Oh, can you flash coast? Can you blind, and then can you TP backside?" And then I'm like hauling ass, and they're like, "Why did you put the smokes down so fast?" And I'm like, "Dude, have you ever played Omen in your fucking life?" I hate it when people are like that. I'm like, I'm backside. Hold on, B. Am I just saying?
Do all these things.
Like, how to play
How
Omen?
come you're doing those? How come you did that so fast?
How to get radiant? This
like-
is not how to get radiant because I didn't get radiant. Can flash mid. Wow, no way. I can flash mid. Sense. Do not go stairs for retake on B. Go lane. Not, dude. You can go wherever. What the fuck was I cooking with this? Luca bot lineup. Don't forget it. Okay, now I can forget it because it doesn't matter anymore. Why did they make it shorter? Wait, that's it. We're done. I think I have one more dock. I feel like I have one more dock. But damn, that took me 2 fucking hours. No, thanks. No problem.
It took me an hour
Crazy.
to get through it because, well,
Surely-
she edited all of it down, but then it took me an hour to watch this 18-minute video.
Now that I've read my coaching tips, I'll play better, right? I totally didn't
Maybe I'll play better now that like we've read your coaching tips.
everything that I just read.
Good video. Good video. Solid.